If special teams and, defense and offense play the way we played last Sunday, we should come out with a victory. People came up to me and, asked me what I said, and, it came from the heart. If we go out there and we play like we're supposed to play and like we did last Sunday, we're going to win.
Pretty confident, pretty confident in our offense with our running game, the way Eli's throwing the ball right now and the way our wide receivers are playing.
I understand that they have a lot of weapons. I understand that they're an awesome opponent, but then again, so are we. So, I don't put any opponent on a pedestal no greater than we do ourselves. So we understand they have weapons. Every team in the NFL has weapons. Every team in the NFL, have those elite guys, and they have a lot of them, but at the same time, so do we.
Wow, all right, next topic, no back down from these New York Giants. Sort of taking a play out of the Jets playbook, not nearly as brash, but look, that is confident talk as they get ready to go into Lambeau Field to play Green Bay. Lomas Brown joins us now. Lomas spent a brief amount of time in the guarantee business. It's one thing in the NFL to believe you can win.
Yeah.
It's another thing when you speak it. Good thing or bad thing for these Giants?
It's a good thing, and it's a good thing from this standpoint, is he has other teammates buying into it. When I made my guarantee back in '95,
offensive lineman making a guarantee.
I know. I lost.
Now, what did you guarantee?
I guaranteed that we were going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. We had won seven straight games. We got into the playoffs. If we play the way we played these 7 weeks, I guarantee you we're going to beat them. It was
Didn't go so
and it was ugly.
It did, man. 58-37, they beat us.
It turned into a Snickers commercial. How are you to Southwest?
Right.
Want to get away?
We had 2 pick sixes, a Hail Mary, so it was over with. But I don't think I had the backup of the rest of the guys in the locker room. I could see defensive guy. That was 2 defensive guys, but then you see an offensive guy come in and say what they're capable of doing. And I think it's a big difference when you got your teammates buying into it. I think I was more of a shock factors, and guys didn't know what to expect. But I guess these guys have been playing so good over the last couple of weeks, especially this playoff game. I think they're very, very confident. And, yeah, I could see this being a good thing for this team. Even, don't forget, Coughlin came out a couple of weeks back, and he said what a good team he had, how confident he was in his team. So I don't look at this as a bad thing, and I look at some of the remarks these guys are making. It's not like they're brash and just throwing it out there. These guys say they have a good team, and if they continue to play like they've been playing,
so
they should
when
win.
you made your guarantee, were you trying to write a check that the other players had to cash for you, help you cash?
Yeah, and that's what I did. I got a little caught up. We have been playing great. Barry putting up all these numbers, Scott Mitchell, Herman Moore, Brett Perriman, phenomenal numbers they were putting up. And, yeah, I got a little carried away. We weren't giving up sacks, and I thought we were a lot better than we went up to Philadelphia and did. But I think it does. If you don't have your teammates backing you, it does put added pressure on those guys, and I kind of felt it. I really did.
But 37, you should have won that game.
I know. Skip, I'm telling you, 2 Hail Mary and 2 pick
I remember
sixes.
that game.
Exactly.
You wrote a check. Unfortunately, it bounced because the rest of your teammates. Here's the thing. Confidence is one thing, but false bravado can quickly be fool's gold. I don't know if the Giants are saying this because they feel they're trying to create that chip on their shoulder. You know, a lot of teams do that, try to create some kind of tension to get them further revved up for the game. But they have to understand Green Bay really comes into this game, or I guess prior to these statements, with all the pressure. They're considered the Super Bowl favorite. They're playing at home, but now with them going in talking about, well, we're just as good of a team as they are, or we can do this and we can do that, they're shifting some of that pressure on them, particularly since a lot of people are comparing this run they're on now to the run that they had the year that they won the Super Bowl. I don't need you to tell me all the time you're a good team. I've seen you the last couple weeks. I know what you guys can do. Yes, you have a dynamic front four. You can get pressure without blitzing. We know all these things. So for them to feel like that they need to reiterate this to the media, I'm thinking to myself, well, who are they trying to convince? Are they trying to convince me of this, or are they trying to convince themselves? So I think it's kind of a bad sign. And if I'm the Green Bay Packers, who, again, already had all the pressure, I'm looking at this and saying, hey, you know what? These guys, they're kind of disrespecting us. They're saying, they're trying to make it seem like we're the chumps in this playoff field that's left. And so for Green Bay, this is a perfect situation because you have the hot team coming in that everybody is all of a sudden jumping on their bandwagon. So I think this more or less plays into Green Bay's hands.
Completely disagree. I'm with Lomas on this one. I think it's a great sign for the Giants because I don't think it's false bravado. I think it's just straight up bravado. I don't think it's fool's gold. It's pure gold because this team is not whistling through any graveyard. It's not trying to convince itself how good it is. It knows how good it is, and it thinks that Green Bay knows how good it is. And JPP said, I'm speaking from the heart, and it came across very genuine. I'm just telling you that I
there
think
was some understatement going on. There wasn't Bart Scott brash.
No,
it was just, you know, it was very conversational
and Andrew
tone.
Roll said, they're awesome, but so are we. Well, that's okay to me, because Green Bay is awesome.
But they say it in the vein like someone's saying they're not good. There's no one saying the Giants aren't good. So
Well, they're
I don't
a
know
touchdown
where.
underdog.
I just think
So a lot of people are saying they're not as good.
But they know, again, it's about matchups. And I don't see with a hurt offensive line, I know Balaga and those guys are back, but
Right.
they're coming off weeks that they are missed. I don't see how they're going to block that front five or front six, because they rotate six in.
Too many bodies
I don't
flying.
see how they're going to block them. And if Aaron gets hit early, I think it could cause problems.
We've made the comparisons to the 07 run, and that team, if you remember, there's so many similarities because in the last game of the regular season, they gained confidence by playing New England close, so it was a moral victory. And in that year, we saw Plexico Burress do just this.
I
Plex
remember
came out and said, we're going to win.
Yeah, and we were in Phoenix that week.
We were shocked.
And I said on the air, that's really dumb.
Well,
because you're tugging on Superman's cape.
Tom Brady said that too. Tom Brady laughed.
He said they were going to hold New England and Tom Brady to 14 points.
Yeah,
14
and
points.
Tom just said, okay.
He laughed.
Yeah, so they're going to hold us to 14, okay. And they did.
They did.
Yeah, I mean, so it was everybody's eyebrows went up when Plexico made that statement. I know we did it on the show, and everybody pretty much said, if we didn't think New England was going to complete the perfect run before, now we really feel they're going to do it. And the Giants, Patriots were playing with all the pressure in the world. Perfection pressure and single season pressure.
They're just so physical, the Giants are. And I think the thing they see, too, from watching film is that Green Bay, they're a team that want to throw the ball. And I keep saying, when you get in the playoffs, you want your linemen going this way. You don't want them going backwards, because that's passive. And you got a Giant squad, especially that front four that's aggressive, that's coming off that ball. They need to get physical, and I think the Giants know they can out-physical this Green Bay team.
But to me, that's the biggest difference between then and now. I think so many people didn't think the Giants had a chance when they played the Patriots, because the Patriots were larger than life. I don't think anybody's looking at this matchup and saying it wouldn't shock anyone if the Giants won. Like, I think that the teams, they realize, most people, I know what the betting line says, but most people realize this matchup is pretty close.
I agree with you.
And so what they're saying reeks more of overconfidence versus confidence to me, because it's not like they're facing a team that's invincible. We've seen Green Bay's weaknesses all season. They've already lost.
Yeah.
So I think now, if anything, they run into the danger of thinking, well, we did it before, so we can do it again, and let's be overconfident going into this matchup because we almost already beat them.
I do agree with one point. You're making the Packers feel like an underdog at home as a 9-point favorite or whatever. I think they're around 9.
Yeah, and
right?
you don't love that, do you?
I just really like this team, and I agree with all your points. The matchups favor this team. I don't think this team should be a 9-point underdog.
Aren't they playing with house money, though, the Giants?
They are.
Yeah, they are.
You've pointed out, and my only concern here is about this Giants team. They rode the New York media roller coaster all year, and they responded best after they lost at home to Seattle and lost at home to the Washington Redskins. And the media said, you're garbage, and Coughlin's out.
Yeah.
And everybody wrote him off, and so many analysts. Now it's the other way around.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm fascinated to see if this Giants team can respond to expectation going to Green Bay.
All right. Let's take a break. When we come back, one critic after another has been screaming Tim Tebow can't throw the football. Our panel will grade his passing game against the Steelers when we come back.